So you have a village day coming up this year.
Yes, yes, we do. We have a village day. This is our second village day, man. I am super excited.
Like, subscribe, and share to Voices of Linden TV.
Good morning, everybody. Please welcome to our Let's Talk show on the Voices of Linden here, Mr. Idi Clarke. Idi, welcome to the Voices of Linden TV.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Oh, it's exciting. So today we're going to be talking about the Men for 1 Mile. Can you tell me a
Yeah.
little bit about what that's all about?
Oh, it's a great initiative. Some men from the community. I was in Guyana last August, and 1 Mile is it's a small community in the Linden, Wisma Linden area. And we were just there on the corner standing, and we saw there was a pedestrian crossing that leads to a primary school, and we observed that it needed some paint. And we decided to get the paint and paint the sign, the crossing, and so on. And from that day, the idea was born that, hey, we can do small things like these among the community, um, without, it wouldn't take much. And we can start there. But that small thing started growing to where we became a committee and a group and decide to, make it official and try to use with the men. These are just average men. I don't know if average is the right word, but these are just men from the 1 Mile community who decided that, hey, let's come together and let's make a difference in our community. No complaining, no looking at a government or so on. Let's be responsible. Let's be responsible for our own area, for our own yard, our own front yard, our own community, and this has been great. It's been great.
And how long have you guys been doing this initiative?
We start last August. No, last July is when we came together.
Right.
uh, Last July. So July will be a year. It seems longer because of the amount of stuff we've done, but it's not even a year as yet.
And how has the community itself been receptive to the organization of trying to bring togetherness and community alignment?
Oh man, it surprised me actually. I didn't expect this reception because we must understand, I am from a Christian background. I was raised in church. So for me to get involved, it had to be, I had to, there were some principles that had to be established, so to speak. There were certain, I couldn't be involved in certain things. It couldn't be, a big sporting thing where a lot of drinking and a lot of, well, it has to be structured and disciplined. And to see the community fall behind that and say, you know what, we cool with that. We this is what we want our community to be like. This is what we want. We want a different standard. We want to bring decency back in our community. We want to bring mannerism in our community, and all of these things. We want to bring togetherness, where the old and the young can come out and have a nice day together. And man, to see it, it's it's heartwarming for me. Last year we had a day where the old and young came together, and there were older folks there that are in tears because they never thought they would have seen that day where they can come out and just hang with the young people.
Oh, that's pretty cool in itself. And I think it's basic human behavior is what you're talking about. Some core things
Right.
that regardless of your political alliance or your religious alliance, you should
Exactly.
still have inside of you as a human being. So it's sad kind of like today that we actually have to hunt those mannerisms down. But you know
Right.
what? It's a great start because when you start within yourself and then within your own home and within your own yard, then your own
Yeah.
street, then there's an African proverb that I've used many times over.
Right.
Nothing can be done without the other. Ubuntu.
Right.
It's well
Yeah.
known. It's about togetherness, and it's about reinforcing that we need each other to make an effect, to
Yeah.
have an effect. So yeah, very, very exciting. So just for a group that's 1 year old, I mean,
Yeah.
men for 1 mile, like
Yeah.
it sure says a lot. So what
Yeah.
are some of the initiatives that you guys have already done in the past?
Oh wow. Yeah. We as soon as we got started, we embarked on a cleanup campaign to clean the community. We got some like brush cutters and some rakes and whatever we can use to start cleaning, because we figured that's where we have to start. We have to create the environment. And that has been going on, and it went well. It's doing well, I should say. Um, we started in July, and August is when we had the first village day that I just mentioned, and that was a huge success. Because what we did, we decided that we're going to have this village day, but only people of this community will be able to do business there. And that, to see the young people came out to sell their stuff. People, young people had their craft out there. Whatever you can do, whatever you think is a business, you can come and bring it out there, and do some form of selling or whatever it may be. And it was a huge success. For all day, it was just the music. We draw a line where the music must only be a certain type of music. It doesn't mean it had to be all gospel music. We had gospel music all day, but after a certain time, they had other music that were playing, but the music had to be, a decent music. It's nothing in with all these indecent language and all this crazy stuff. We didn't want that. And that translates, I think, to the people of the community. I've been asking, and we have seen in that space of time, we have seen a lot of, I would say, crime went down in the community of itself. Men decided to take a stand, be a brother's keeper. We had, after that village day, we had a father and son walk. That was a success. Where men come together with their sons, and that's something I will never forget. And we continue to the pensioners. We continue to provide some form of assistance to the pensioners each month, and it's something that we take pride in, because we're seeing the transformation of the community. On recently, there's a company that's doing the road, the Letem Road there, and they came to us and they assist us with building a very nice. They use like the old tires, and they came and create a nice play park right behind the 1 Mile School. I almost got emotional when I saw it, because when I went down for the village day, a guy met me and told me, "Hey, what you guys are doing there, it wouldn't work. That community is basically done," is what he was saying. And I told him, I said, "No, I don't believe that. I think the community can come back. I think there are good people there. The people there are loving people. They're nice people. I grew up there, so I know. And to see, what's going on right now. This company come and the guys the guys from there or association were there helping with, whatever they can help with. The people send some laborers, some people to, put the tires together and so on. And we were watching it the other day. A guy sent me a video, and I was watching it where the kids were out there playing. And it was very good, man, to see in the space of a year, to see how much we have done and how much you can see the transformation in the community. It's exciting. It is.
I think it's very inspirational. There's so
Yeah.
many key little factors in the story of, Men for 1 Mile, starting with something just on a pavement. And I'm a big believer in energy. So I feel
Yeah.
like energy what you've done in your community attracted someone you never thought you could attract, and
Yeah,
more goodness, follows. And it's a teachable story because you're able to have people from outside of your community come in and support people inside of your community. And
definitely.
something's not done until it's done. So, but
Right.
the sadness about human behavior is often before we begin to take the step, there's always someone trying to pull us back, and
Yeah.
stop us.
Yeah.
But the great part about human behavior is that we have our own intuition, and we know in our guts that if we leave things the way they are, we can go on into our merry little world and
Yeah.
not ever look back. But the
Yeah.
thing with us is in your religion and in mine too, it teaches you that you should never move forward without bringing everyone else
Yeah.
along with you. So
True.
that's quite amazing. And I wish your group much, much more success. I'm sure 1 mile does not look the same.
Yeah. That's our that we're working to change. Once you go to Linden and you cross over and you head up, we want to make sure that when you hit 1 mile, you should feel and see a difference. You should know that, okay, this is a totally different part. Something is different about here in terms of the feel, but you will see the difference. I'm going down there tomorrow and we have a project we plan to do along the road. So once someone hit that area, they will know that we're in 1 mile. This is a beautiful place.
So is 1 mile where Triple L Bakery is?
Triple L Bakery. I don't think so. I don't think
I think I only went to half mile or 1 mile just 2 years
half
ago.
1 mile. You should know Big Red. Big Red. And most people know Big Red.
Well,
It's a, it's a, it's a
I never
business.
really went over the river into that part until
Oh,
about
oh,
2 years ago. And yes, I felt right at home. It was great. I was on my own little adventure, wonderful
yeah,
people, and
yeah,
it was great. I just had a great time driving around and just discovering a part of Linden that I never really got to experience. And I did
yeah,
stop and come out and have conversations, and it was just really, really nice, very welcoming. So
yeah.
I don't know how come I had to live my whole life there and not really venture. I mean, I did
Went over there.
leave when I was like 20, 21, but yeah, just about 20 actually. But it's anything that inspires change for the good is
Yeah,
a good
yeah,
thing. And
yeah.
I think in terms of your music and stuff, you're just wanting the music to be a music with a positive message. And
That's
so
correct.
yeah.
That
And there's
that is
nothing wrong
correct.
with that. Who doesn't like
No.
a little bit of positivity in their life? You know,
Yeah.
just they say 1 spoon of sugar make the medicine go down.
I never
Um,
heard that, but it makes sense.
it does, right? Because
Yeah, yeah,
sometimes when we're trying to do something and you sugar it up a little bit,
yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
much easier. And then you're like, oh, it's not so bad, this
That's
medicine.
no bad. This
Just have
medicine, true.
another spoon of it.
True. Yeah,
But the medicine of goodness can never fail.
never.
Never
Yeah,
can. The
yeah,
kindness and compassion that comes out. And I notice you're focusing a lot on the men, and that is a great thing
right.
because for a long time, sometimes we focus on the human aspects of everything. And sometimes,
Yeah,
we have women's groups. So it's great to see that there is a group that's like focused on the men, reminding them how great they
yeah,
are and how much
right.
they're needed and how, important it is to see them coming out into the forefront and doing more things. And I'm pretty sure the women of 1 mile are pretty happy people. So
Yeah, yeah,
just,
and the group. We have women.
yeah.
Um, we have women in the group. It just so and the beautiful and the amazing thing to me, I could remember there was a point last year that I wanted to change. I wanted to bring the idea to the guys. So let's change the name because the women wants to be a part. And the women approached me and said, "No, leave it the way it is. We're going to support. We're going to be a support to the men." And that say a lot to me about the community at large and the people there, because they could have easily said, "No, we ain't gonna be a part. You guys already made it a men thing." So, but they stepped up because on our village day, even in the mornings when the guys are cleaning, they're right out there.
Yeah.
Sometimes they might be making breakfast for the guys or something, they're right there with them. So we call it men for 1 mile, but they're women, guys' wives are there. One of the guy, his wife was out there painting the tires. Same thing, guys, women are out there, and they love it too. They want to see the change because what I told them, I said, listen, we might not benefit from it, but your kids and your grandkids will. We might not live to see the complete change of where this is heading, but your kids and your grandkids will, and that's all we can ask for.
Yeah. Well, and of course, I'm supporting you guys too.
Right,
And
right.
it's a great thing because you earn respect that way, and that's how the world is supposed to be. And it's funny how you don't realize, because to some young kids, and they're going to grow up seeing that togetherness, which you don't often see in communities today, where
True.
people are just coming together and they're working together without bickering and talking negative
Yeah,
or having fights within themselves. Oftentimes will propagate something negative than something positive. So it's
yeah,
really great when you're young and you could say, oh, it really truly takes a village,
yeah. It
that is the
do.
whole meaning behind it. So it's fantastic. Listen, Linden on the whole
Yeah,
always produces the best,
yeah. Right,
so,
right.
but it starts with little parts of Linden and makes up,
Yeah,
what Linden
yeah.
signifies. So you have a village day coming up this year.
Yes, yes, we do. We have a village day. This is our second Village Day, man. I am super, super excited. I just brought some huge banners there. I'm trying to figure out how, because I shipped some stuff down yesterday and I didn't realize the banners would have been this big. So I'm trying to figure out now how to get it down there while I'm down there next week. But we will have a huge our Village Day this year, I think will bring a lot of awareness, not just to 1 mile, but to Linden in the whole, on what can be accomplished when a community come together. That's our goal. This is what can be accomplished when a community comes together and decide to work together. Because once you come out to that village day, you will see stuff that you have never seen. That's our goal. We getting some huge bounce slides and these things for kids that will blow their minds. That's our goal, and that's what we're working to. That's what we will do. Um, it will be a 3 day event, but the 21st of July is the main thing.
Yeah.
The main
And where
thing.
is this taking place? What time? What is the experience going to be like?
Right. Yeah. Well, the Friday we want to have a come together Friday night. We want to have like a come together. We keep a little service somewhat, and give out food, share food in the community. What we were thinking about is, if you want to cook, you just come out there and we bringing it back to the basic. You bring your cold pot and you cook. And if different families come out, cook, and everybody just eat.
So is the
And we
food
have
free? Is it free food?
free, yes, free. You bring and you eat, you sit and you eat, we congregate and have a good time.
Oh
Um,
gosh, I wish I was there. I won't be going to Guyana until August, but if I was there, I would be with you in 1 mile for sure, having
yeah,
some of that food. Probably be
yeah.
eating it with my fingers.
And then the Saturday, we want to have a day of games. We want to have a marathon, a cycle race, and a day of, because the last year we kept it, we didn't have the time. There was so much going on, we didn't get the time to do everything. So we want to create a day. And one of the things I'm most proud of for the Saturday, we will have a car clinic where where persons can bring their cars. All this is free. Bring your car. We have people there that will check your car. If it needs a repair, well, then it will take it to the shop. But at least they will check to see if your
Yeah.
car needs, simple preventative maintenance. There's a car clinic. A guy from here is coming with me. He has a detailing business, and he's going to have project on display on things people can use and so on. But then and all these will start that will start at 10 a.m.
Hmm. Well, I have
No,
an idea
Friday.
for your, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say for your car clinic, one of the things, when I first moved to Canada and I bought my first vehicle, I had no idea about how to change oil and how to
Right.
check for certain tire pressure. So I think it's pretty cool if you at the clinic involve some of the teenagers and
Right.
anyone who has a vehicle that wants to know the basic necessary needs in terms of how to maintain, take care, check your
Right.
own vehicle, probably even have a tutorial on changing your car tire, which I did not know how to do when I
Yeah.
had to do that. And on top of that, basic car safety, just
True.
like pretty cool because those are things that you don't realize you actually need to know. I have no clue about how to change my like check my oil or anything like that. I mean, thank God
Yeah.
for computers today on your card. It says, hey, ding, your card is
Yeah.
low on
Yeah.
something. But it's still good to be able to do these things because then you're able to save some money too if you're actually able to know how to go buy the oil that you need and put them in. Sometimes
Right.
even figuring out how to put my windshield wiper fluid in is a job. So
Yeah. Well, those are the things we'll be checking, and we will, they will be there. So we'll show them, look, this is what you need to check. That's why we want it. We want to make it a event where people can come, get the check, and also see how to check your oil, your washer fluid, and these kind of things. So that is, I think that's the main attraction for that day with the game. But that is the main thing I think would be a very good thing for the community, and that's for the entire Linden. That's not just for 1 mile. Anybody can come there and take part. And then the Sunday, we always have a church service on Sunday morning, right in the street, and the afternoon at 4 o'clock. The church service starts at 10, and at 4 o'clock in the afternoon is when we have the big concert. We have some singers right from Linden, a band from Linden called Next Level Ministries. But then we also have Samuel Madas, which is a huge gospel artist out of Guyana. I think he's probably the biggest gospel artist out of Guyana, or artist in general. And so he'll be there, and we'll just have a awesome time. We'll have an awesome time. And I always tell people this is something you can support because 100% of the profit goes back to the community. And we don't charge to come. It's a open stuff. We don't charge people to come into the concert or none of that, but whatever might be there on sale in terms of food or whatever, 100% of the profit, we put it back in the community. So it's not something we don't have a promoter to say, well, is someone promoting this thing to make money? That's not what it's about. It's just a day to celebrate this community and for the people of the community to do business in their own community.
right. Yeah. Well, that's amazing because you're starting within and you're making
Yeah.
it very easy and it's not something out of pocket. It's truly
Yeah.
from the heart,
You're
as
right.
a man
Yeah.
thinketh, as a
Yeah.
man thinketh.
So is he. Yeah. That's
So
it.
we finished each other's sentence in the perfect way because that's the meaning behind it, right?
Yeah.
And when you think it with your heart. So
Yeah.
if everything is done with a genuine meaning behind it, then it makes it much easier. So it means that people like Samuel and everyone else that's really volunteering their time, they see a bigger picture of the
Right.
impact of what they want. So that's really inspiring to see coming out of 1 mile. I'll have to come visit this place another time again.
Yeah. Once you go to Guyana and you can go up there. I'll have the guys come together and you can do an interview with them if you wish. But I just have to call them and say, hey, you guys come together. She's gonna come there and do a quick interview with you guys, and you'll see what it's about. They can show you around. and you'll be fine. Get some
It would
coconut
be my
water to
pleasure.
drink.
I would love to do that for sure.
Yeah,
I am
yeah,
going home in August and I definitely do plan to go over the river again. I always used
yeah,
to just go up to the mosque. I never went beyond, but last 2 years ago, I got a chance to go all the way to Rock and Half
yeah,
Mile. I'm pretty sure it was one. Do you have to
yeah,
go through
yeah.
1 mile to get to
You
Half
have to
Mile?
you have to go if you're going up the Wizrock, you have to go through 1 mile. If you're coming
Okay,
back down, you have to
then.
go through 1 mile to go to half mile. So yes, you
Yeah.
did pass there. You passed there.
Yeah, I had quite it was beautiful. Like I think coming from the other side, it's a different kind of soil. And then over
Yeah,
there, it's like totally changes, much more
yeah,
hilly. Like
yeah.
it's
True,
very different. And I
true.
enjoyed my time there. I felt great. I even got out of the car and gave the taxi driver a heart attack because I just started walking all the places I don't know. But it
Yeah,
was fun. I felt good. Nothing
it,
can stop me.
it's
So
nice. It
it
is
was
nice.
it was home and I did stop in and had some baked stuff and it was amazing. So
Yeah,
I think it's a great community alignment. You
yeah.
can't underestimate what it means. So excellent job for having the vision in the first place and how
Right.
sent a vision it was and the way it started. And
Yeah.
yeah. So have the kids been enjoying the playground?
Yeah, well, as far as I see, man, they had the guys because I don't think they were still doing some work, and the guys had to be trying to get them off so they can finish the work. But that thing is gonna we still trying to make it to like a nice play park. We're trying to when I go down there, we want to put up like some swingers, some seesaw, and other stuff so the kids
Yeah.
can come. And if we if as long as we have the place, we're gonna put stuff. We're
Yeah.
trying to get a place to put like a basketball court and these kind of things to make give the young people something to do. Because if they don't have anything to do, then anything can happen. But if they have something constructive to do, I
Yes.
think it will create a positive change and, like you said, a positive energy in the community. Yeah, that's our goal.
Yeah, well, it's a great goal to have because once you can keep the young kids' mind active in the right direction, what you're
Yeah,
focused on is what you're going to get. And
right.
you just don't know what's going to come out of you. You just have to give them the opportunity to have it.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I do suggest even if somebody can build a little box that has a lot of books and some crayons and some paper in
yeah.
there, something that's weatherproof, I'm pretty sure the imagination is just going to flow in terms
True.
of it. So I
Yeah,
really do applaud you and everybody in 1 mile, and
yeah.
because it's everyone. Like you said, the wives are supporting the husbands, and the children
True.
are out, and the grandparents and the pensioners, and it sounds like you're really
Yeah.
encompassing everything in that community and quite passionate about it. So, how long did you live there?
But I lived there basically all my life. I left there for about a couple of years and live in Essequibo, but that was for like 4 years or so. But all my life I lived there until I migrated in 2004. So I would say I lived there for 20 years. They're just so to speak. I wouldn't. I still call myself a residential 1 mile, even though I don't live there. But that when I'm home, well, right now I live in the ward, but when I'm home, most of my time is over there.
Right.
I'm on the corner with the guys. They would sling up a hammock quick, and I just dare chill with the guys on the corner. So that's my thing. When I go home, that's where you can find me.
Yes.
I enjoy being amongst them all the time. I enjoy it because at least I can see what's going on and we can bounce ideas off of each other and try to be good men and inspiration in the community.
Do you
Be,
actually
be
have those
men.
conversations? Like, I'm sorry, I have to bring it up. I can't help it. So
Yeah.
when you guys are together, because it sure beats having everyone's phone out and you're chatting or messaging back and forth. So you're saying on the corner, the men in the community would get together. So do you guys actually have realistic conversations? It's kind of like
Yeah,
you're
that's why I like it. That's why I like it. It's hard to get me on my phone sometimes there. because that's what I like it. It brings it you get back in my opinion, it's like it brings me back to nature so somewhat. I don't need the phone. I can sit there, we talk about all kinds of stuff. I'm always laughing because they can be funny, and it's always amazing time. I would go up there in the mornings and don't go back home till night. I'm just up there. Sometimes we cook right on. The last time I was there, we cooked right on the corner.
Ah, so all the wives know where to go hunt you guys down when they can't
Yeah,
find you. You
yeah,
become one of the,
we right there. We right there. We
yeah.
know we right there. We right on the corner. I'm pretty sure if you can have our eyes there now, you will see a few guys right there just sitting. They just I like the idea. And even when I'm not there, that's where the other night I was talking to one of them and he was saying, yeah, going on the corner, the rest of the guys are out there. We go sit. And then a lot of times they would reflect and come up with ideas and things that they want to do in their community. And the first time I made real interaction with these guys, I was blown away because some of them, I apologized to them because I said, man, that was my impression of you. That wasn't
Isn't
my
it sad
impression.
the assumptions we have of people before actually having conversations with them? I
Yeah,
think the more and more that I myself expose myself to more human beings as I come out of as you evolve on this
yeah,
planet, you
right.
realize, I mean, I've never really been one to have assumptions because I've limited who I interact with, apart from my professional side of what I do. But I think when you truly, truly just allow someone in that's totally opposite or had this idea of
Yeah,
of of what you wouldn't really like, you just don't know that person.
yeah,
But when you
you're
actually
right.
start to have conversations, you
Yeah,
find overall as human beings that one of two things happen. You either find you have commonalities, because
right.
what are the things we try to protect more than anything is what's within our true self.
Yeah,
But then we have to also understand that that person have their true self too.
yeah,
And somewhere in the middle is
yeah,
called human interaction. And it
yeah.
really depends on what it is that you're going to get out of it. So sometimes you'd be surprised who becomes your ally.
Man, I'm telling you, I was definitely surprised, and it shocked me. I'm telling you, it actually changed my thinking on a lot of things because some of these men, I would know, and I could remember on the village day there was a young man there, very manly, very respectful, and we had this competition. And when I was about to give him his prize because he won, and I asked him his name, and he told me his name, and I'm looking at his dad, and I'm saying, wait, this is his son. I had a whole today. Me and the guy are very close because I told him I told him I said, man, I'm proud of you because I this is not that's not what I thought, and I didn't know you. I never talked with you, so that's my fault. And to see the way your kids are, to see the way your grandkids are, to see the way you interact with your mom and so on, it's admirable. I can tell you, there's a lot of people. I'm pretty sure probably look at him in a different way and without even knowing who he is. I could remember last year I was doing a Facebook Live and I was talking about him, and got so emotional because I think I was mostly feeling bad about myself for even allowing myself to do that, and that was a learning experience for me that I wouldn't make that mistake again about anybody.
Quite humbling, first of all, for you to actually admit that. And
Yeah,
it's very true that oftentimes we make assumptions of people because of their past or what it is
yeah,
we hear. But one
yeah,
of the things that I think that we have to remember that if you're asked about someone and the first thing that comes to your mind or the words that come out of your mouth is something negative, then
yeah.
what does that say about you?
True,
Because
true.
the first thing, if you say something positive, think of one positive attribute that you
Yeah,
can say about someone, then that will say something even about yourself.
true, true.
So I think it's great that you recognize that and it taught you something. It shows how humbling you are. And no wonder if you're an example for your community of 1 mile and for everyone else that you interact with, then that's an inspiration on its own. And I'm pretty sure to that man and his son and his family,
Yeah,
it means something to them too, because you no longer see them through the
yeah,
limited eyes that everybody
true.
else is seeing them as. So
Yeah,
I'm so
yeah,
happy to hear that. That is an amazing story on its own. And to all the other people in the world that sometimes gets judged
yeah,
based on whatever it is, just know that you too continue to do whatever it is that you're doing, because your change, what you think may not be visible, actually is visible, maybe not in your lifetime, but in your children's lifetime.
yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great thing. This year at the Village Day, we plan we'll be giving out 2 scholarships to students from the 1 Mile Primary School. I think that's a very good initiative as well. What we try to do, we try to find single parent moms in the community. And the good thing about it, these guys know all the people in the community. So they can go and they can find 2 single parent mothers that has to send their kids to school to Georgetown, 'cause that can be expensive.
Right.
And so we'll be giving out 2 scholarships, which includes the school supplies and paying for the transportation. But the transportation is based off of their grades. So the first year, they don't have to worry about that. But to continue having the free transportation, the kids have to have above average grade, which I think would help would have the child and the parent somewhat invested, because of course the parent would glad for the assistance to making sure the transportation is being paid. So they will be involved in the child academic life, because they will make sure, so listen, we have to keep up these grades, because once these grades are up, then we will be able to get assistance with transportation and so on. And that's why we want to do it that way. But I think that is something we'll be doing annually at
Right.
every Village Day, and that's a good thing too.
Yes. Well, Edie, it's coming to the end of our show
That's
today,
right.
and I think it was such an honor
No,
spending this time with you, and
thank
of
you.
course on behalf of the men of 1 Mile. And I do wish you guys a fantastic Village Day that's
Yeah,
going to be taking place in July. And please continue to do the amazing work you're doing and
thank you.
making the change that you all are taking part to do. And we will continue to support you and your group in any way we can. And may peace
Definitely.
and blessings be on to you always.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate being in. I appreciate you having me on there.